hard on the brakes into there when they're approaching at full speed. There is the run into turn 1, and it's a slight downhill section as well, isn't it, coming out of that left-hander?
We stood there for much of yesterday, didn't we, watching the cars going through.
Yeah.
And it's not until you actually stand right by the side of the track you realise how much of a downhill section it is, as well as that very, very tight turn. So interesting that both or two of the manufacturers' chiefs have mentioned that. That's aboard the starters rostrum, and that is our pole sitting driver. Miguel Molina then with a 1:16.619 put that car on pole position, with his Mark mate alongside him, Jamie Green, in P2. So the cars released then on their formation lap, and it's a fantastic sound as the DTM cars roar off the line around this Lausitzring circuit. As I said, good crowd of people here to enjoy race day number 1. It's clouded over a bit now, and this is a fantastic shot of just how tight that turn 1 is. The Audi supporters wave their flags. There was one lowly Mercedes flag in that bunch of Audis that were being waved in the main grandstand. This is race 5 of the season. From here we go to a very, very different circuit. Of course, the street circuit at Lausitzring, Nuremberg, then it's Zandvoort, Moscow in Russia, then Nürburgring, and of course the grand finale a bit later in the year at Hockenheim. And of course we have Budapest in the mix as well. So the starting grid once again on screen for you. Molina Green, then it's Wittmann, Wickens, then our Vitoris, Ekstrom, Martin, Tombe, Muller, Paffik, Rocky, then it's Timo Glock, Mortara, Spengler, Ocon, Scheider, Blomqvist, Antonio Felix da Costa, Gertz, De Resta, Junkadea, Farfus, and Martin Tomczyk right at the back of the pack. That's right. Former champion who just cannot seem to dial it all in at the moment.
He tends to race better than he qualifies, though, doesn't he, Martin? We saw him storming through the order a couple of times at Hockenheim at the start of the season, and he has won here in the past in 2011, the season in which he won the championship. 4 winners so far from the 4 races. Edo Mortara in the first race at Hockenheim, Paul De Resta in the second. They went to Spielberg a couple of weeks ago for the Red Bull Ring. Marco Wittmann was a winner, and Timo Glock making it 2 BMW victories. Could we get a 5th different winner here? Jamie Green, as you hear from Molina, who's been guided into his start grid area there to make sure he just gets it in exactly the right place. Jamie Green won both the races last year and started the championship like a rocket ship with 3 wins out of 4, but with race results giving you success ballast last year, the car got heavier and heavier as the year went on, and he struggled to get in the points towards the end of the year and ended up fading down the championship. This time he's got to play catch up. I asked him if there was any benefit in that, in terms of, psychologically you can just go for it now, but he didn't feel that there was really. Maybe a little bit, he said, in terms of you're not defending the position.
Last car standing now. Keep pushing, my friend.
So Molina being advised when the last car makes it to the grid, which provokes this marshal to wave the green flag as we're about to get race number 5 underway. The lights are at the top of your screen. This is the Lausitzring. This is DTM. Let's go racing. Molina and Green from the front row. Marco Wittmann, Maxime Martin trying to make a move. Blistering start from one of the Mercedes there, whether that was Lucas Auer or Christian Vitoris, as Molina and Green are side by side going into turn number 1. Who's going to come out in front? I think it could be Jamie Green.
He's done it. Tremendous move coming out of turn 2. The Audi in the lead of the race. Going out wide there. I think it was Marco Wittmann, wasn't it? In the BMW, the Red Bull liveried car. So he drops back to 4th place now. So it's Green who leads the way. Molina is still side by side for 2nd place. Robert Wickens coming back under fire down from the 2014 champion Marco Wittmann in the BMW. Who are we going to get in 3rd place? Wittmann, he's down to 4th. So he tried to fight back. He couldn't. And Lucas Auer, as you say, getting a very good start in 5th place. His teammate Vitoris tucks in behind in 6th. And it's Eki in 7th.
So Jamie Green leading the race then. Absolutely brilliant start. He remained utterly committed to it and stayed with it, and he finds himself in front. So Jamie Green leading from Molina, then it is Robert Wickens up into P3, then Marco Wittmann, Lucas Auer. As out onto the gravel goes Gary Paffett, rejoined. Pushed off track for Gary Paffett, you could hear there on the team radio.
And that's got to be more than a warning. That's ridiculous.
Well, Good thing about Gary Paffett's team radio is you know that it's always going to be polite and in the Queen's English.
Now we can think about that sort of thing and have a chat while he's trying to drive a car at the ridiculous speeds that these DTMs do, these 4-litre V8s. Who knows? But he's been doing it so long, it's second nature, isn't it?
Gary is one of those that's really been very, very vocal about driving standards, and for him to have been pushed off the track, I mean, that's just reinforcing his anger, really, isn't it?
Augusto Farfus trying not to be in last place at the moment. So who would have thought that Augusto, who's such a quick driver normally, would be back there today. But that's it with DTM, isn't it? You can be a great driver. One day, one weekend you're at the front, the next weekend you're at the back because it's so close. You don't become a bad driver overnight.
No.
It's just that they are all really good drivers in very quick cars.
Well, Green then over that sector line now with Molyneux staying with him, but Green has got something of a seconds margin. It's all over the back of that Audi is Timo Glock there. And we're on board with Bruno Spengler now, following Mike Rockenfeller. And there was Gary Paffett returning on track. That a replay of him going off the track. And we're on board with Gary Paffett now. And you can actually almost feel that clunk into the side of his car. So his venom is pretty justified, I feel.
Car 6, Robert Wickens under investigation, forcing another driver to leave the track. So that was not the Gary Paffett incident, because they're miles apart at the moment. That was presumably the incident involving Marco Wittmann when they were battling over third place. So maybe we'll get to see that again. But DRS after the first lap enabled, so if you're within a second of the car ahead, you can open it up. You get 18 degrees angle change on your rear wing. It's like having a boost of power, and you can use that up to 3 times in a lap wherever you want during the course of the lap. But they're given a number of credits, Dave, which varies from race to race depending on the circuit, and even if you only use one DRS button on the lap, you still get 3 credits taken away from you. So
yes,
you've got to be careful not to use them all up too soon.
It was a fantastic onboard shot with Timo Glock. You could actually see his feet working the pedals and the left foot braking that these drivers use around these circuits. That was really good to watch.
It's Timo Glock with a good move.
Well, to be fair, Tombe just seemed to make a mistake, didn't he, and leave the door wide open. Well,
just take it easy with the tyres, 30 laps to go.
I think that was a good move from Timo, because he just left it to the last millisecond to pull out, didn't he? And Adrian was just taking the racing line into the corner. So sort of a karting type move, that wasn't it? Flinging it up the inside. But Timo, full of confidence, enjoying himself. He said to us in the press conference yesterday, he's not really doing anything different, he doesn't feel, than he has in previous years. But it's with a new team this year, it's clicking. And he said, most of all, I'm just enjoying it. It's good fun at the moment.
Yes. Tombe gets the black and white flag for forcing another driver off the track then, and we'll await any more penalties that might be issued in due course, or warnings that might be issued in due course. In the meantime, Jamie Green then leads the race over Molyneux, who's been warned just to not take too much out of the tyres in the early stages of this race, hasn't he?
Yeah, because that's the heaviest car as well. All the Audis are heaviest based on the fastest driver's fastest theoretical lap time, which of course was Miguel Molyneux, the pole sitter. So that car, with the accumulation of weight now, is 1,125 kilograms. It's 15 kilograms heavier than the Mercedes and 7.5 kilograms heavier than the BMWs, which had a bit of weight taken off them after qualifying this morning.
Now, of course, Molyneux will have the benefit of DRS to attack Jamie Green with, seemingly doing so at the moment, as we're on board now with Christian Vittoris. You just saw the Lucas Au rear wing flick back up, didn't you? And it goes down again now as the third and final DRS deployment for that particular lap is used by Lucas Au, who is running in P5. Wittmann is P4, Wickens P3, Molyneux P2, and of course Jamie Green leading the race. And there is Jamie Green, and Robert Wickens getting ever closer to Miguel Molyneux now. Suspect that Molyneux may not challenge Jamie Green too much, although actually he is getting a bit closer. But Robert Wickens, of course, would like to reel in the pair of those Audis ahead of his Mercedes-Benz. Yeah,
Wickens was a fraction quicker last time around. In fact, Molyneux and Wickens were both a couple of tenths quicker than Jamie Green. He did a 1 minute 18.6. They were both 1:18.4. So too was Marco Wittmann in the BMW, 1 minute 18.4 for him as well. In fact, it's fractionally the quicker of the two. Oh dear, we got a couple off here.
Esteban Ocon is one of them.
And Martin Tomczyk, the BMW, So the Mercedes of Ocon, former FIA Formula 3 European champion, gets going again. Tomczyk will as well, I think, but that's going to
The car was grabbing, I think.
Was it?
Tomczyk's, yes.
This is what happened. We just got the back end of that, didn't we? But that was at turn 6, wasn't it?
Yeah, just as they come back on.
We can see through turn 7 out of the window. Martin Tomczyk's car has got smoke pouring out the back of it.
Well, Molyneux really closed in on Jamie Green then, just as you were calling that from the window. He got ever closer, and I really thought he was going to go for it then. Now, of course, Jamie Green is having to do this without the benefit of DRS. Bear in mind that the cars behind Molyneux and Robert Wickens have both got DRS. As they head back onto the oval now, heading towards turn number 6, where they turn back in onto the infield section. There is the Martin Tomczyk car. Now, if that stays there, that's going to cause a real problem, because it's on the... I mean, he's just trying to limp it back, and that's... I thought I saw it grabbing.
The race leaders are about to approach him as well. They're just coming up to him now. He makes it into there are the race leaders, look, on the way into turn 8. So, badly crabbing. He's just trying to avoid a long walk back to the paddock, because that car's going nowhere in the race.
Tomczyk is slow on track, but should be no problem.
Did the right thing there, Martin. He got well out of the way, didn't he, and stopped.
Experienced racer, isn't he? And as you say, did exactly the right thing. So the car's absolutely flying as back out onto the start-finish straight they come now. Is Molyneux going to have another go on Jamie Green? I don't think he's as close this time as he was last time. Certainly not going to dive towards the inside. Jamie Green has got it all seemingly under control at the moment, and these two Audis are now just beginning to pull away, I think, from the Robert Wickens Mercedes.
Yeah, which in turn he's coming under more and more pressure from Marco Wittmann in the leading BMW. The number 11 car was 3/10 quicker than the Mercedes, so third being caught by fourth. You've also got Lucas Hauer on a really good pace. In fact, he's the quickest man on track, bar one at the moment. He's quicker than everybody in front of him. The quickest man on track is Matthias Ekstrom in 7th place. He's just at a 1 minute 18.4, which is 4/10 quicker than most of the front runners ahead of him, as Martin Tomczyk crabs his way back into the pits.
It's caused some significant damage to that car, hasn't it, for that to be crabbing like that. So Green and Molyneux then staying absolutely welded together. But Jamie Green with a measure of it at the moment. Robert Wickens now having to think more about defending against Marco Wittmann rather than trying to attack Miguel Molyneux, which has almost released the two Audis, hasn't it? Molyneux's rear wing goes down. Jamie Green's, of course, doesn't. That gives Molyneux the little boost, but is the little boost going to be enough?
Please take the memory stick. Please take the memory stick.
Yes, it is. This time around, he's run alongside Jamie Green. Jamie gives him racing room. There's no point the two of them clattering together, because, of course, now Jamie Green will get the DRS.
And look how much closer Robert Wickens is. The Canadian driver in the Mercedes has had a good lap. Combining that with the battle ahead of him, it's brought him right into the mix here. So new race leader, the pole sitter back ahead of Jamie Green. Then it's Wickens, Wittmann and Hauer are coming into this as well. Esteban Ocon is going to get a drive-through penalty for his part in that incident with Martin Tomczyk. So Esteban mighty in single-seater racing in the last few years, but hasn't had a particularly happy start to his DTM career so far. Still pointless. Here's a replay of the move into turn